What's up, guys? I'm going to try a new intro. Ready? Here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Reese Motorsports, Corey's Garage, home of the Franken 7. How's that sound? You guys like that? I don't know, I just came up with it a little bit earlier. It is like 1 in the morning or so. It was Saturday. I guess now it's Sunday, May 17th. Just going to give you a little update what we got done today. I started the day off very happy and got a big box of presents from our postman. So they actually dropped a bunch of some little stuff I ordered off in an actual U.S. Postal Service like plastic tote. So that was kind of cool. So basically, I had just little things like my injectors. Oh gosh, just little stuff. I can't even remember. I actually didn't get to that box. The other package I was excited about was my stuff from Summit Racing came. So my Trickflow valve spring kit, my push rods, and my LS2 timing chain. So I started the day off searching around for a local machine shop or somewhere that can install my valve spring kit for me. And you know, my wife was asking me, you know, is that not something you can do yourself? And, you know, thinking, you know, I'm a mechanic for a living, so, and I've done plenty of internal engine things. Heck, I've changed, you know, super high pressure injectors on Cummins ISL and ISM engines for my work on these big diesel buses. So I was like, you know, there's no reason why I couldn't try it myself. You know, why pay somebody $300 when I can do the, you know, either get a valve spring tool or make one or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Why not? It'd be really fun to say I did it myself. And so anyways, we piled in the car and went to Advanced Auto Parts. And I was going to buy a spring compressor tool. They had one that's like a little hand crank type deal. It was like 20 bucks. And so when I got to the counter, I said, is this, you know, the only, or I asked the gentleman, is this the only spring compressor tool you have? And he said, oh, are the heads off the car? So I said, yeah, they're on a bench right now. And he said, I got just the thing for you. So he and the gracious our friends at Advanced Auto Parts in Highland, Indiana, were nice enough to, I forgot that they do the Loan a Tool program, so I don't know if you can see this, but for $89, I borrowed the Powerbuilt spring compressor tool. And the beauty of it is, yes, it was $89, but I take it back tomorrow with the receipt, and I get my $89 back. So that's pretty sweet. And it was a lifesaver. It took a little while to get all the settings figured out as far as, sorry, I'm trying to keep the glare out from these. It's weird, these lights are super bright, but they're always in the wrong spot. Anyways, so there was some setup involved as far as which, you know, arms to use and how to set the rod that holds the valve in. But after playing around with it for a little bit, I finally got my groove down. And if anyone is friends with me on Facebook or follows me on Facebook, I'll upload those pictures of everything as well. But yeah, basically started with the crusty, rusty, nasty old single valve springs and valve sills and caps and all that. Took it all out. I did one head at a time, and I laid everything out all nice and organized in the order that I removed it. So, you know, retainers, cap, spring, seal, and valve. So I did that for both heads, but like I said, I did one head at a time just to be safe and be careful. That's how I work. And sprayed everything down with brake cleaner. I went through like 6 cans of brake cleaner today. Sprayed everything down, had a nice little plastic brush, scraped up all that goopy carbon crap from all inside the heads, all in the intake ports, all around the valve seals, everything. So sprayed it down, scrubbed it, sprayed it down some more, and then blew it all dry with air and let them dry, and then came back in and reassembled them and show you the finished product. Voila! Ooh, it's so clean and shiny and nice. Yeah, that was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little intimidating, and I don't know why, because it really wasn't that difficult. It's just, for some reason, with me, sometimes when I take on something I've never done before, and it could potentially go bad and cost a lot of money, I get really, really nervous. So, and I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, especially with trying to build a decently high horsepower home garage brew built. And yeah, so they actually turned out really nice. I was really proud of myself. But then the fun didn't stop there. Oh no. So once I got those done, I realized, I wanted to, I have to change the timing chain anyways. And to do that, you have to take the oil pump off. And to do that, there's a, the sump or the pickup tube goes into the oil pump. So to do that, I have to take the oil pan off. So basically, I had to go through all the trouble of, well, it's not that much trouble. I mean, the engine's on a stand. Ooh, look how pretty and nice it looks. I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, rotated around, took off the pan, took off the oil pump and sump and all that good stuff, cleaned everything up, changed out the timing chain, and then was running into an issue with lining the chain and the marks and all that stuff back up perfectly again, and I couldn't get the chain on the timing gear sprocket and the crank sprocket. Anyways, figured it out eventually, and got all that put back together, and then I taped all of the like the cylinders and the where the lifters go down, taped all that stuff off because as you remember me telling you, I had to do some JB Weld on the D.O.D, the homemade D.O.D block offs I did with the JB Weld stick. So after I got done with all that stuff, put it all back together, I taped everything off from the lifter areas, cylinder bores, all the front area. I covered everything up except for the oil gallery, or galley, whatever you call it. And I blocked the oil drain ports there, and then got out my little Ziz wheel with some of those little abrasive pads and Ziz wheeled all the JB Weld off to make it nice and flat and floosh. And it turned out really nice. And that was actually my wife's idea. It was my idea to use JB Weld, but it was her idea to basically grind it all down smooth, and then that block off plate right there would fit down nice and snug. So it was a great joint effort. So that worked out really, really nice. Of course I had to go through and blow it off with shop air, all that, and made a huge mess, but got it done. Done got her did. Flip her over and do her again. So flipped it back over, cleaned up the mating surface where that was going to go, and then went to put that sorry, it's late. Went to put the block off plate on, and at the end here, you can see this is like a little adapter where the oil pressure sensor goes. You can see that. And sorry, I got some RTV on my phone. Oh no, that's broken plastic. Great. Anyways, there was no hole for the oil to come through and reach the sensor. And I did see that there was a little dimple, like where punch was from the factory, for you to drill that hole. So after I had already put a little thin layer of RTV all around the perimeter, I had to take it all back out and then had to drill it. And then I guess, like, I don't have a vise. So the where I thought I was drilling it straight, I drilled off a little bit, so then I had to drill the hole a little bit bigger, and then it still wasn't lining up 100%, so I had to say screw it and get the old carbide out and kind of ground it out a little bit to the side, and got it all to work. So little snag, but not that big of a deal. Worked out all right. I probably actually need to clean that up. Well, it's getting hard now, but anyways, yeah, so that was it. And then once that was all done, I went ahead and put these new head gaskets on, which for I was about to say Harbor Freight. These are not Harbor Freight, obviously. For Rock Auto, these are, what brand are these? I think it's like Engine Tech. I've never heard of that, but these are super, super nice head gaskets. Like, I was really impressed. I mean, I guess most of them are going to be multi-layer, but I mean, these are really beefy. So, I mean, you know, not that I ever plan or hope to overheat this thing, but God forbid if you ever did, I mean, I don't know if these would actually fail per se. Like, I think these would actually be, you know, in good shape. But anyways, I was just really impressed with that. I thought that was really cool. Is that even on the right way? There, that makes more sense. Okay. See, I'm always worried about head gaskets because way back in the day, our first time rebuilding an engine, actually, well, it was kind of a group effort, but my brother had a 97 Cobra in that lovely forest green color, and we had a Mustang friend that was letting us use their grandfather's shop, or more like their grandfather was letting us use their shop, and they were helping us rebuild. And when it came time to put the head gaskets and heads on, and it was my brother's car, neither one of us were there, and they went ahead and thought they would jump the gun and put the head and head gaskets on. So, long story short, that engine, as soon as we fired it up, was just seeping oil out of the from around the head gaskets, and it never was right. And basically, they had somehow put the head gaskets on backwards, and I didn't know you could put head gaskets on backwards, so that was one of the things that was in the back of my mind for this rebuild. Basically, was I hope when I get to the head gasket portion that I don't put them on backwards, because that would suck. So that's what I was just noticing on that other one, and I'm glad I noticed, because there's a water passages right here, and you know, here on the back. And I actually just had this gasket, you mostly saw it on camera, I just had this gasket on backwards, so these were over here, and I thought that looked weird, and now we know why. So good catch, appreciate it, guys. So I may put the heads on tonight, I'm not sure yet. I'm getting pretty tired, and I have to be up not super duper early, but our son likes to wake us up at the crack of dawn, so usually I'm lucky if I get 6 hours of sleep, which I don't mind. You know, it's dad life, but car dad life, and he's always worth it. It's not anything like that. It's just, you know, it would be nice to sleep 8 hours again once in a while. But there again, at the same time, like, during the day, I hate to neglect being with him. But I also am trying to get this car built before I have to go back to work, or at least get the engine running. So, yeah, so I might just put those on tomorrow. The wife is going to be gone for a little bit in the morning and be back by lunch. And then basically she said after that I'm free game to work on the car. So that's probably what I'll be doing thereafter. So I can put the heads on. Oh, I'm supposed to, hopefully, maybe if they get back with me, I found some pre-assembled rocker arms with the trunnion upgrade already. So supposed to, if the guy gets back with me tomorrow, I would have to go to Mishawaka, Indiana to pick them up, which is a little over an hour away. But if they're available, yeah, I can pick those up for $200. The upgrade kit itself is 150 or so, and you have to have a press to do it, which I don't, or a vise at least, which I don't. So I mean, I guess I could use a C-clamp, but ugh, that would take forever. But anyways, so these are already pre-assembled, and they already have the trunnion upgrade, which basically the trunnion upgrade, if you don't know, if you're not an LS person, the factory rockers are good, and they're okay, and a lot of people say it's kind of a split opinion. Some people say they're not required. Then I heard one guy that works for MTI, that's one of my brother's friends that's building his car. He said the only vehicle that basically that was ever an issue with was the 06 and 07 C6006, and pretty much any other build he's seen or done that they have not done it, they haven't had any issues with it. But I want this one to be able to rev out. You know, the cam I have is basically going to be geared towards you know, the higher end of the RPM range, and so I want to be able to take it to, you know, 6,500 or maybe $7,000, and not worry about any valve float or anything like that. But yeah, so last night the LS7 lifters went in, lifter trays. One of the trays my brother gave me was kind of gritty and nasty, so I had 4 brand new ones from eBay. So I just stuck one of the new ones in there. So it shouldn't make much of a difference. I mean, they're plastic. Really, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put, I guess, all the new ones in there. Dang. I didn't want to have to redo that. I mean, I guess it's not that serious, but yeah, I might redo that just to have all new in there. Because there was nothing wrong with them, but, you know, that's kind of like a $7 piece of plastic versus a free old piece of plastic. You know, which one is likelier to break? I mean, yeah, I didn't think about that. I guess I should probably do that. Okay, well, I'll do that then. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully tomorrow I can pick up the upgraded trunnion rocker arms, and then yeah, finish putting the engine together. I got my injectors in today, and my mass airflow, and my computer, and can't remember a few other little things. I'm still waiting on the wiring harness. That should be here in a few days. I got an email from Corbo today that my seat rail is going to be in sometime next week. And yeah, so just moving right along, trying to make progress every day. You know, what's the old saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So how do you build a car? One bolt at a time, one nut at a time, one part at a time. So that's what we're trying to do, but we're making progress. The wheels turned out really nice. I didn't get to show you guys last night because it was raining, but I got them in here tonight. But so these are what I've heard referred to as the poor man's Advans. So these are the 94 through 95 Mustang GT 17 by 8 wheels. They're very light. Some people will say they're ugly. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I've always kind of thought they were cool, and I spray painted them white. Well, I sanded them and then went over them with acetone, and then did 2 nice good heavy coats of Rust-Oleum paint and primer in one of gloss white. And so I like the way dark blue, or just blue in general, but dark blue vehicle, dark blue body color, and white wheels I think look super clean. So that's what we're going to try. If we don't like it, it's spray paint. We can paint them some other color. I really wanted the Crown Vic mesh rims, but I see a lot of RX-7 guys have those, but they just look so good. They're a good offset. They look like some BBS mesh wheels or old Inky mesh or whatever. I like mesh wheels. It's very 80s, very JDM. But these were $100, and the tires I got were like $188, and they are 215 45 17, so those should be here soon. So I'll get those mounted up, and let's see, the coilovers will be coming soon. I found the solid full rear bushing set. Got that ordered yesterday, so that should be here next week. So I'll get those pressed in. I still have to get new brakes, but I already have new rotors and pads. I'm just gonna get new remand calipers just to be safe. And yeah, fuel pump should be here soon. I'll get the fuel system sorted out, and yeah, just plugging right along. I think that's all I got for right now. So just want to give you a little update. For those that are friends on Facebook, you'll see some pictures of the updates today, and hopefully we'll have some more good news tomorrow. Maybe get the engine pretty much put together. Oh, I did get that push rod measuring tool, so I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to work it. I did get the new push rods, and it's kind of 50-50. Some people are saying they should work fine, no problem, and just if they don't, you'll hear a little chatter, and then you'll know to probably go up to the next bigger size. So mine are 7.395, and some people are saying 7.400, 7.425, up to 7.450. So we'll see. This measuring tool is supposed to go from 6.800 to 7.800. So basically you twist it, and I think every full turn is like 10 thousandths or 50 thousandths or something. So it's something like that. You're supposed to be able to, I guess, basically fill it out so there's no shimmy in the rocker arm. Sorry, it's late. It's 1:30. So anyways, you guys take care. Hopefully I'll have an update for you tomorrow.